Hello, my name is Bryce Dixon, and I will be demonstrating how to balance your checkbook. Now, before we get started, I would like to share with you that you must first have an open checking account in order to balance your checkbook. You will need to either go to a bank or a credit union to open an account. You will need to also have some form of identification and proof of residency in order to do that. Also, you will need to have some sort of government issued ID, such as a driver's license, state ID, or even a passport will work. Once your account has been opened, it's up to you and only you to maintain your checking account in a responsible manner. Now that we have discussed opening a checking account, let's move on to how to balance or reconcile your account. As you can see, I have some examples here for you. I have my checkbook and registry sheet, my deposit slip, my grocery store receipt, fast food receipt, my ATM withdrawal, my online banking, my checking account statement, and my ledger or register sheet. Now, I had a previous transaction at the cleaners on the 31st of October, and that left me with $500 in my balance. So, first of all, I'd like to explain what each category is, because we need that for the organization. So, your transaction type, you could either have one of three letters for that. Either C, which equals your check, A, which equals ATM, or D, which is your deposit. And for your date, of course, you're going to log in when you're gaining money or when you spent the money. For the description, that's going to be where your transaction went or where your transaction's coming from. And you're either going to mark it under debit or credit. Credit, of course, that's when you gain. Say someone's paying you. Say you did some chores or washed someone's car. They gave you $25. You wouldn't mark debit. You would mark credit because you're gaining. For debit, of course, it's the opposite of credit. Spending money for food or movies. That's when you would mark under the debit section. Now, like I said, I was left with $500 from the cleaners, my balance. So today I feel like getting pizza and then going to the movies to hang out with friends. So let's say, first let's label our transaction. So it's going to be ATM, because that's basically my card. I'm using my card to spend money. I'm going to label the date, 2nd of November, 11/2. And for the description, I'm going to put movies. I'm going to put pizza, food. And either debit or credit. We spoke about this. Right now, I'm taking away money. So I'm not gaining, taking away. That means it'd be credit because I'm spending money. So let's say I spent pizza and the movies with friends, $50. Under debit. So what I'm going to do from debit, I'm going to move to my balance. And I'm going to put my most recent balance. So I'm going to subtract from the 500 that I previously had, I'm going to subtract 50. So that's going to leave me with $450 is my balance. Now let's say on the 5th of November, I come home, my little brother says he's hungry, needs something to eat. Under transaction, I'm going to use ATM. I'm using the card again to spend money. So under there we're gonna put A. Of course we mark the date 11/5. Description. Remember, always put your description so you stay organized. Description would be, let's say he wants Burger King. I'm gonna put Burger King. And debit or credit, once again. I'm losing money, so that's gonna be debit. Let's say I spent what? $10 at Burger King. From the debit, I'm gonna write 10, and from there I'm gonna move on to my balance. So from there, my previous balance was $450 before Burger King. Now what I'm gonna do is take away 10 from that. So I'll be left with $440 as my balance. Alright, now let's say the week goes by and it's now the 10th of November. And today's my payday. So we're not using ATM no more. And we're not using ATM, so what we're gonna do deposit. Because I'm gaining money. Now in description I'm gonna put where I'm getting the money from, and that could be from a car wash, chores you did for your parents, or your job or career. So I'm gonna do BCCC. I'm gonna write Baltimore City Community College under description, because you always want to be organized and neat. You don't want to just write anything down, or some days not write anything at all, because that's gonna mess up the flow of things. And this time we're not going under the debt section, because I'm not losing money. I said it was my payday, so I'd be gaining money, so that's credit to me. Now let's say they gave me $100. So I'm gonna write 100 under credit, and from credit, of course, I move on to my new balance. $540. But wait, I get hungry again. So I feel like getting McDonald's. My friends, they want to be treated too, because I owe them. So once again, I hate to say it, but I'm losing money. So what I'm going to do is put A under transaction. I'm going to put the date. Let's say it's the 11th of November. Description, of course. Remember to be specific. Let's say McDonald's. And I'm not gaining, so I have to be losing, which means debit. So let's take away $10. So after we finish filling out the debit or credit section, of course we move back to the balance. Previously was left with $540. Now subtract 10 from $540. Left with $530. So basically, this is what you want to do. This is important. You have to manage your money in life, and if you get organized, that could lead to you forgetting about bills and other things which you need, because good credit is important in life, and that's a big statement that follows you everywhere you go. So always want to be organized and know what bills you have to pay, know when you have to pay them, know what you spent your money on, so you're never mistaken and you know what's available to you. So thank you for attending my video. I hope you were informed and you learned something. Last words would be to make sure you have good credit and you're taking care of your financial responsibilities.